Hi, I'm Paul Seal from codeshare.co.uk. Welcome to episode 3 of this series. It's how to build a content managed website in Umbraco. I'm using Umbraco version 7.6.5. If you've not seen the first 2 episodes, I suggest you go back to the beginning and watch those ones. If you have seen those episodes and you're following along using the Reflex template, if you want to download it, it's codeshare.co.uk/reflex. And that will take you to the website where you can download that template. Anyway, so yeah, if you followed along so far, we're now on episode 3, and in this episode I'm going to talk about document type composition, and I'm going to show you how to do this. And I'll just take these off, and yeah, we'll add some properties to some pages, and then we'll add some content to those properties in Umbraco in the back office, and then those properties will get those to render out dynamically on the page. So let's get on with this. So what we want to do is we've got a project open, just give it a build just in case anything's broken in the meantime between coming back to it. So I'm just going to run this, and I'm going to run without debugging, and here we are. This is the website we've been working on. So what I want to do on this episode is work on the properties on this page here. So we're going to get the title, subtitle, image and content to show on this content page. And we're going to need to use the composition in Umbraco. So let's just get the web address and then do /Umbraco. So now we're going to log into here. And I'm going to go to settings, document types. So at the moment we've got 2 document types, content and home. I've not added any properties onto these or any tabs. I've done that on purpose because with Umbraco you can create compositions. So you see this here. You can pick other document types to get the properties from. So instead of having them directly on here, you can create some, and then they can be used on multiple document types. So it's a good way to do it, really, and I do that all the time. So I never put any properties on any of my content document types. The ones that I call content ones are the ones that I'm actually using to create a page with. So if we go onto document types and we create a folder and call it compositions, click on create. In here, this is where all of the document types are going to be that are not necessarily content ones. So these are just used purely for the purpose of composition. So I'll do create a document type without a template. So there are a couple of things that you do in Umbraco as a standard. One of the things is a Umbraco URL alias. So this is pretty good. So this allows you to have an alternate URL for that page. So if you want to know more about it, go to Google and look for Umbraco URL alias. And I think my website comes up first. But basically that tells you about it and how you can use it. But this is going to be one of the properties that we're going to add on here. And then so I have a blog post that's got a long URL, but it enables me to do /golden rules or 10 golden rules. So that's what we're going to add here. So I'm going to call this Umbraco URL alias properties, just because when I pick this from the list that I want to add to pages, it's very clear what it is, and it's not got other properties with it. It's just purely all about that. I'm going to call it controls actually. So even though I know there's only going to be one, I'm going to call this tab generic properties, and I'm going to add a property. So this is going to be called Umbraco URL alias, like that. And then I'm going to enter the description. So just see if there's any rules. I'm going to copy these rules here just to help the person who's using this. Please note the value you must be lowercase, not use a leading slash and not use a trailing. So enter an alternate URL. In here. So the editor I'm going to use, I'm going to click on reuse, and then it's going to just be a text string, and I'm going to hit submit. It's not a mandatory field, it's an optional one. So I'm going to click on save. So now I've got an Umbraco URL alias field. So to show you that in action, what I'm going to do is click on content, go to compositions, and I'm going to choose Umbraco URL alias, so now it's available to be picked from. Also, one thing I do as well to show what's a composition or not, I leave them. I don't add them. I don't add an icon for those ones, and definitely don't choose a color. So I leave them black with the new document style. So that way it's clear to me these are composition ones. So I don't accidentally pick one like home or contact or content or what have you. So I'm going to click on that. So now by doing that, it's brought over the properties for me. So I've got the properties on here now for generic properties tab and the Umbraco URL alias. So if I save that, I can now go to content, open out home, click on generic, and I've got a property in here. So whereas before all I had was the properties tab, this is just the default properties that are on every document type. Now I've got this other tab called generic properties, so I'm going to put in another alias. So this page I could put anything, so I'm going to put in Bob because it's a nice short name. So to prove my point, what I can now do is I can go to the front end of the website. Well, I can go to the page, so /generic. But if I change this to Bob in here, I should get the exact same page. So it is that exact same page. So it's worked perfectly. If I was to demonstrate with another one, just to prove the point, so this could be hello world, save and publish, and then I'll go to that on the front end, hello world. But say if I wanted the alias to be a number, well, it could be anything really. So competition 1. So this could be a competition link or something, a short link. Well, the perfect example is cochair.co.uk/reflex. I've actually, that is using one of these because it's actually /links/reflex, and I've actually got it set up to be a fast link. So when that page is visited, the document type goes. So it's not really the best example, but it's it was the one that I could think of. So competition 1. So if I save that now, if I just go to in here, if I go to competition 1, so it's taking you to that same page. Now, at the moment, this is exactly the same, so it doesn't look like it's changing. So what we can do is we can add some properties, and that way, when we visit these short links later on, we can see that, oh, it is for that page. So let's do that then. Let's add some properties. So we've got this generic properties tab. I'm going to go back to document types, compositions, Umbraco URL alias, and I'm going to choose reorder. And I'm going to make this a 10 so that any other tabs that come in front of it, I've never really needed more than 10 tabs on a document type. So I'll just make that one 10, so I always want this to be at the end just before the last properties tab. So now if I do some other tabs, so we've got, let's say, title properties. Let's do that, basic title properties. So I'm going to do another composition, so click on 3 dots, document type without a template. I'm going to call it basic title controls, and I'm going to add a new tab, and this is going to be called content, and the properties I'm going to add are page title. Now with this page title, I'm just going to put a note to say if left blank, the name of the page will be used. and then I'm going to add an editor, and I'm going to click on reuse. I always click on reuse. I never use available editors and then create a custom one there and then. So I choose text string, submit that, and then I want to do the subtitle. So add a property and just do subtitle. Just do it as one word. Enter the subtitle. Add an editor, reuse, text string, you're getting the idea, and save that. So these two are in the content tab of this. So I'll hit save. So now within the compositions folder I have another one called basic title controls. So on the content document type I can choose this by going to content, clicking on compositions, then ticking basic title controls. You see the content tab appears in there. Can click on save. So now I've got on this document tab I've got page title and subtitle. So again I can go into content, I can click on generic, and I've got these to enter. So let's say the title is going to be something amazing, and the subtitle is no, really, it is amazing. Save and publish that. So I've got my two properties on here. That's not going to do anything yet on the front end. So if we click on properties, click on the link, it's still not going to render it out. We'll just let it refresh. So it's not in place of that yet, and it's not in place of that yet. So what we want to do is actually get these to work on that content template. So we're going to use one of the new features in Umbraco, and that is this template editor. It's really improved. So I'm going to click on content, and in here on the title I'm going to select that, and I'm going to insert a value. So I'm going to choose a field, and the field is page title, and the fallback field, I'm going to click on that. I want the fallback field to be the name, the page name, and then I just want to click on insert. And what that does is it adds a bit of code for you. So if you don't know what the code is, you've tried Googling it, you're not sure what to do, you can just use this. It's really good. It came in 7.6, and it just allows you to actually put some simple code snippets on there for you and helps you do it. So you can learn as you're going along. You can learn what the code is for that. So this says it's going to get the page title, and the alternate field alias is page name. So that's its fallback field if it doesn't find a page title. Brilliant, that was easy. Next, we've got this subtitle below. So we're going to do the same thing on here. Insert, value, choose a field, subtitle. I'm not adding a default or a fallback field. Click on insert and save. Now that was easy. That didn't require me writing any code or anything like that. So let's just have a look at this page now. If we go to it on the front end, hit enter. So it's pulled through now the title and this subtitle, and that was really easy, wasn't it? So let's see what we can do next. So we want to, oh yeah, so we can test out that thing actually. So where I put the Umbraco URL alias of Bob, yeah, so Bob. So now if we close these and get the URL, so now if I go like this and do /Bob, we'll get that page with the something amazing title. But remember, there was another page as well of Hello World. So that page still exists, and it's actually pulling through the title now. So this proves to you that it actually goes off to the page there. So I think I've proven my point on that one. So what's next? So we've got it pulling through those properties. What about the image? Let's have a look at that. So let's see how the markup is on the template first of all. So if we go to templates, content, and we have an image, and the span class image main image source is this. So what do we want to do? We want to get that URL. So let's do insert value, choose a field. Now I don't have this URL yet. I don't have a media picker field or anything yet, so I need to add that. So if I do on the basic title control, should I pick an image? No. I'm going to create another composition document type, and this will be main content image controls. I'm going to add another tab. I'm going to call it main title image controls. And this is just because sometimes the basic title, I don't necessarily want it to have an image on every time I use it. So that's why I'm not putting it on the basic title part. So I'm going to click on add a property, and I'm going to say main image. Please choose an image to show under the title. And then I'm going to choose add an editor, reuse again. And you can actually type in this filter here. So I want to type in media picker. So I've got single media picker there. So I'll click on submit and save that. So now I've got that, I can then go to the content document type, click on compositions and click on main title image controls and submit and then save. Then if I go to the page, click on generic, I can pick an image and then I hit submit and then save and publish. Anyway, so we want to get this image rendering in the position on the top of the page there. So we'll go into settings, document templates, onto the content template. So we need to get this image path dynamically. So what we need to do is, best thing to do is put it in here. So we'll do string media main image URL equals, and then we'll do model.content.get property value, make it iPublished content, and then we'll give it the variable name, the alias, so main image, close that off, and then we'll do .url. So that should give us the main image URL, and to check that we can do @main image URL. So what we should find if we go to this, yeah, it should be up here. So it's shown us up here. So that's working. So now we can just bring that down and put that there. Save that, go back to here, refresh, and it doesn't like it. Let's have a look why it doesn't like it. So media 1001, so that is the correct image URL. I'm going to do open a new tab, legal characters in the path. Oh, we've got speech marks in the path for some reason. Oh, I didn't open it. It's my fault. Give it a refresh. So there we go. We've got the image that we selected, and it's now come through on the front end. So I need to delete this little check here. Give that a refresh. That should disappear now. So we have the image. That's great. So just to recap, go back to this. We've created some composition document types. We've added properties to these document types. We've used composition to add these properties to other document types. And then we've rendered the values on the page, and I've shown you how to use that new template. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please click on like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting the next episode up soon. So yeah, keep following along. Feel free to leave any comments, and yeah, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. And thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.